Enoch Durotoye, CEO of Leadership Quotient International and former Procter & Gamble manager, is a renowned speaker and entrepreneur. His journey includes starting at an entry-level position and receiving accolades like the P&G CEO Award. Beyond corporate success, he organizes the annual Discovery Conference in Nigeria, fostering discussions on leadership and entrepreneurship. Enoch's international impact is evident through his travels and role as CEO of Midlife Reinvention Academy, aiding those in midlife crisis. Personally, he co-pastors a church with his wife, contributing to community and spiritual growth. His commitment to leadership, mentorship, and personal development has a global reach. Let us make welcome to the 360-degree man, the Boys to Role Model Conference, Enoch Durotoye.
But the problem was, my dad did not produce 360-degree men. At best, I guess in my own estimation, it produced 270-degree men, 6 boys and a girl. Why? I believe that your life as a young person is divided into 4. And please permit me, I've been introduced as a pastor. I understand we have a mixture of religion here, and with all due respect, just allow me, because of the way I was introduced. Luke 2:52. As a child, Jesus grew in wisdom. He grew in stature. He grew in favor with God and with men. 4 degrees, 4 quadrants of growth. The first one, he grew in wisdom, simply means mentally, you're young. Mentally, he was sharp. Jesus was sharp. At the age of 12, how many of you are 12 here? Raise up your hand. You're 12? Great. Beautiful. At the age of 12, Jesus could sit with lawyers and they could discuss law at the age of 12. Smart guy. So, wisdom-wise, mentally, he was sharp. Number 2, he grew in stature. In other words, as he was growing in age, the corresponding future of his physical body was matching his age. When he was 12, he wasn't looking like a dwarf. Alright? So that was physical growth. Favor with God was spiritual growth, and favor with men was social growth. Everyone here, you expect to grow in these 4 dimensions if you will become the 360-degree man. Every deficiency you find in a society, in any organization, that comes from the failure of leadership of the leader in that particular organization, happens because when that man was growing as a boy, guess what happened? Something got missing in the 4 quadrants. So here was I, a good boy, morally good. You won't catch me stealing, you won't catch me doing some of these vices with boys smoking. Why? Because when it comes to spirituality, 100%. To worsen it, I went to a boys' school, only boys' school. So because I went to only boys' school, it was difficult relating with girls as a young boy. And the other thing was, I can imagine somebody finds me on the street with a girl. If they do pastor song with a girl. So growing up, we didn't have that social life. But my friend, that was not complete. I was very brilliant. In my JSS 3, I became the 2nd best student in Kaduna on that JETS competition, Junior Engineer Technician Scientist, 2nd best in Kaduna. But my parents, the only thing they knew was spirituality. I went to all the competitions alone, right? And going through all this competition, finally when I emerged the 2nd best in Kaduna Indian Association says, we want to give the best 3, we want to give them scholarship. Guess what again? On the day of the scholarship, I was the only one that went, and with one month away. My parents didn't show up. These were great moments of my life that I needed them. And now, I never blame them. Why? Because they can give what they don't have. But I'm showing you that as I was growing up, it wasn't 360 degrees. So I needed to now start fathoming how I can make up for what I didn't get. Then I got this quote. From my life experience, I realized that all I wanted from my parents, God made me for my children. So today I see my children come around, And he said, Daddy, I said, Dad, please, I want to do an assignment. Assign what? Assignment? All my life, my dad never started me to do an assignment. My mom doesn't even understand what mathematics is, so how will she sit with me? So when I see my children come around now, they need a daddy that will sit with them, to go through Google with them, to go through these mathematics with them. I said, my God, now all I miss from them, God made me for my father, for my children. So listen to this. You may be here. The essence of this meeting is how can you become a total child that grows up to becoming a total man? How can you have role models in your life that you look up to? They become the image of your life, and eventually you become like them, and others can also look up to you. And that's why we're here. I realized as a child, I have two events today. I've got one in Badan and one here. I decided to come all the way to Lagos because I realized that the one in Lagos is for young people. I believe, as a coach, if we can get it right with the children in their teens, my friend, then the future is secure. I know as a person that if we fail at this stage, my friend, we will not get it right anymore. So I came to this conclusion that it is easier to train young children than to repair adults. Everyone here, there are three things that you've got. You see some adults near me, some of them at the back, some of them in front here. There are three things that you've got that these adults don't have. And that's where I'm going to talk really today. The three things you've got that these adults don't have. Number one, you've got a future. Say with me, I've got a future. Say with me, I've got a future. Can we say that louder? Okay, let's make it louder again. You've got a future. The 32nd president of America, his name is Roosevelt. Anytime Roosevelt walks on the street and he finds an adult, he shakes the adult and he walks away. But anytime he finds, please what's the name? Emmanuel, come. But anytime the 32nd president of America, okay, just walk in the opposite direction. Watch this quickly. When Roosevelt finds a young person, the president of America, unlike what he does to adults, when he finds a young person, he shakes them, and number two, he takes a bow. For the adults, he just shakes. But for a young person like you, he shakes and he takes a bow. Thank you, Manu. One day they asked him, why do you shake adults? But you find young people, you shake and you take a bow. And his answer was very, very outstanding. And so they do that because for the adults, we've seen what they can become. And so for these young children, they have endless future and endless possibilities. And so I bow because this small boy may be carrying something that America needs. So I'm bowing for his future. So you've got a future. Let's go with that. Say with me, I've got a future. One more time, let's say that again. I've got a future. Very, very important, you've got a future. That's it. The next thing you have energy. So I want to say that with energy. Now say with me, I've got energy. No, that's not to say with energy. So let me assume everyone you've taken your breakfast. So let's go on. Say with me, I've got energy. All right. So you've got a future, you've also got energy. The third thing you have ahead of you is time. It's time. Say with me one more time. Say with me, I've got time. Let's say that one more time. So what's the first thing you've got? Number two is what? Number three is what? Let's go one more time. What's the first thing again? Number two is what? Number 3 is what? In case you don't know, let me tell you an open secret. Every adult you find here today, including myself, sometimes secretly, when we find young people like you, we wish we could turn our lives back to becoming young like you again. But you know what? That is a wish. It will never come to pass. All the adults, I'm sorry, we are all together. One day I was entering into Lufthansa. I was on my way to Frankfurt, and I saw a quote I'll never forget. The quote reads, "We don't really need a second life if this one life is maximized." I'll never forget. I'll never forget. So young people, you've got a future, you've got the energy, and you've got time. But if these are the 3 things you've got, how should you maximize them? There are things once in a while I felt if I had a better opportunity to repeat it again, I would have done better. But you've got these 3. How should you maximize them? So for those of you on social media, one of the things I want you to do today is go and write, I've got a future, I've got energy, I've got time. So the acronym, let's get an acronym for it now. Okay, what's the acronym? FET. Beautiful, FET. Everybody say with FET. Oh. I'm sorry, let me just talk to... I've just used 20 minutes, so I've got 10 minutes more. Oh my God. From 45 cut down to 30 minutes, I'm from 30 minutes now. Okay, so let's run. Let me tell you 7 things I think I need to run. So let me just tell you these 7 things. I've got some stories, so I knew my time, I had to maximize my time. How can you maximize your faith? So Emma, listen to this. Number 1, get role models. What's number 1? I need energy now. What's the first thing? So listen to this. This is important. I read mechanical engineering. So listen to my story. I've got a story for all of these 7 points. But now I've got 3 minutes, I don't know what to do. So listen to my story. My dad wasn't too rich to buy me all the textbooks I needed. I went to a government school, so where you go to is not as important as who you become and the determination you've got on the inside of you. I went to a public school, and the public school I went to, listen everyone, this is important. My public school is called Government Secondary School, Kakuri, Kaduna. JSS1, JSS2, JSS3, you sit on windows. We don't have chairs. So you take a block, you come, you sit down, you put your books on your lap. Because I'm a good boy, pastor, so they give me the window to sit. That's where I came from. But I rose, and all the other school, I rose, and I became second best in jet competition. Now listen to this. My dad never had money to buy all the textbooks. So what we did was, we had friends. One of my friends, Richard, mom sells fish. So Richard said to the mom, "Mommy, they asked us to buy a Babio chemistry textbook. My dad couldn't buy it. So Richard's mom selling fish, she bought. John bought physics. So what we do, the 3 of us, is, Richard, I'm going to borrow your Ababio for 2 weeks. So I collect Ababio, and I finish Ababio in 2 weeks. He collects physics, so we rotate amongst ourselves, 3 of us, John, Richard, and Enoch. Now, why do you need role models? One evening, we all met in the evening lessons. We all attended government school. Then we said to ourselves, what do you want to become? Listen, what do you need role models? To maximize your faith, your future, your energy, your time, you need role models. So John said, I want to become a medical doctor. Richard, what do you want to become? Medical doctor. And he looked at me, what do you want to become? I can't say I want to become a medical doctor. Why couldn't I say that? Because my dad will never allow me to become a medical doctor. Why would my dad not allow? Because my dad came from an apostolic background and is an apostolic pastor who believes in praying for people to get well. My dad is 82. He has not been to hospital. He doesn't use tablet. The man is strong. When you're small, we're all given back to not in hospital but in mission houses. So my dad will allow me to become a medical doctor. So I asked two of them, what do we do? They said, let's go and meet our physics teacher. So we all went to our physics teacher. Sir, aside medicine, what is the other best course on earth? You know what the man said? He said mechanical engineering. That was what I feel. Today, I read mechanical engineering, but there's nothing mechanical in me. This time. So let me just drop this because of the time, I want to respect the time. Please, I've got a lot of stories. I thought I would give my 30 minutes, but it's fine. But let me just say this quickly. To maximize your future, your energy, and your time, you need to have role models. Please choose your friends carefully. If you've got 5 foolish friends, please recount again. 6 of you are foolish. If you've got 5 wise friends, recount again, you are the 6th wise person. Choose your path early in life. This one has blessed a lot of people. I realized in my life that there are only 4 paths. If I had role models, I wouldn't have studied mechanical engineering. Ask what I would have studied: leadership, management, theology, or psychology. Choose your path early in life. There are only 4 paths: academics, employment, entrepreneurship, and the 4th one I just added, ministry. Avoid peer pressure. Please, your journey are different. Imbibe good habits. Good habits are difficult to cultivate, but they pay at the long run. Bad habits are easier to cultivate, but it will destroy your future. And the 6th one, speak great words about your future. And lastly, get your foundations right. Let God be your foundation. I think with all of this, I need to stop here. The Lord bless you in Jesus' name.
We just have to play that because we also have played it earlier. And I know I have 2 questions here, but before we take those questions, we have 2 vehicles that I was told the tires are possibly deflated. I'm not too sure. But we have GGE 969XY, a Hummer bus. That's a Toyota Hiace bus. We need you to please come outside. And then the other car is a Honda Pilot SMK.
Understand what's the definition of success? Very expressions of success. Mine, the best for me is success is knowing what to do early in life and pursuing it on time. That's success. So what I've done, because I've worked with a lot of young people, I try to find out what are the paths in life. So you find somebody who goes to do something first, and after several years says, no, that's not my field, and then moves to another field, and then, no, you can gain traction that way. So you need to get it right on time. So I divided everything you can do on art into 4. Number 1, do I want to go into academics? And this is the first question I ask people once you're done with service. What's your path? Academics simply means I want to become a teacher, I want to become a lecturer, I want to become somebody who does seminar, I want to travel around the world just to pass the knowledge. I want to be in the knowledge space. So that's going to be academics, right? That's the path. And the earlier you know this, so if you know this, once you're done with your BSc, there is no need for you to say, I'll go and work for 5 years, and after that I will get something, now go to do my master's. No, it's a waste of time. If you think academics is your path, once you're done with your BSc, what should you do? Go to MSc. When you're doing MSc, what do you do? Go to a PhD, because you've identified your path. So that's a path, right? And that's how to get traction in your path. Number 2 is employment. Somebody says, I want to build a career. I want to become the best in this field of endeavor, right? I want to become the best engineer. So what that means is you look for a job. And so for you, when you're done with your BSc, you can actually say, this is the industry I want to work in. And when you get to that industry, there's always an entry level. But how do I grow from that entry level to get to the top, right? It's important, because for every path you are in, there are also 5 stages. Number 1 stage is the stage of talent. You come in the role. Then you grow to become somebody who has skill, right? Then you grow to become competent. When you become competent, you become somebody who knows what is here. And the 4th one is you become a master. That's mastery. And the 5th one, you become an authority. So the 2nd one is academics. And the 2nd one is employment. The 3rd one is enterprise. There are people who say, I want to lecture, I want to look for a job. Guess what I want to become? A businessman. If that is you, the earlier you find your path, the better. So once you're done from school, what should you do? Look for someone who is doing the kind of business you want to do. What should you do? Join yourself with that person and start learning from that person. And the 4th one, which I just added, is ministry. There are people who say, what I would do is when I'm done with school, I want to go and do pastor, I want to go and do something somewhere, impact people, NGOs. You can find that part. So these are the general purpose to any career on earth. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Can we have the mic here? There's a gentleman that had his hand up. Just raise your hand one more time. Okay.
Well, I just extracted that from Luke 2:52, okay? All right? Luke 2:52 says, Jesus Christ grew in wisdom. That's your mental growth, right? Mental. Number 2, he grew in stature. That is your physical growth. Number 3, he grew in favor with God. That is your spiritual growth. And the last one is in favor with men. That is your relationship, what you call your social life. So that does the 4 categories. Number 1, mental, physical, spiritual, and social. So these are the 4. If you go in this 4, then you become what is called a 360-degree man.
Thank you very much, Pastor. Can we give him a round of applause one more time?